Hello everyone and welcome to episode 1 of Making the Game, where I'm going to sit down inside of the RPG Maker, which you can get off of Steam really cheap, and we're going to make a SNES style RPG. We're going to make everything from the maps to the events to some of the characters, and some of it's going to be pre-made, some of it's going to be used, and others it's going to be used with generators. Unless some of you guys want to submit stuff to make more shit, but we're not going to get into that now. So right now we have the opening of the world, where I've started out making a few events and set up a small local map. The idea of this is it's going to be sort of just not serious and goofy as we go along while I kind of learn to use the RPG Maker. And then we're just going to go through and make a really fun, quick game. And then later on, during the second time we go through this, I'll actually sit down and I'll organize shit together and we'll actually make something a little bit more legit. But for this one, we're just going to go with what we have. So right now we have an event here, and this event here will start a little chat sequence as soon as you start the game. It'll add this guy to your party, give you a few items, tell you what items to get, and you'll go from there. It'll also tell you that you need to head to the forest, which will be up here. You'll go through into this area. It'll transfer you directly to the next map, which is this one right here. And this next map, you have this area is open to random encounters, so you can run into random mobs. And it also has several events to basically get you through the opening area. So I'm gonna go ahead and play what we have so far of this area and let you see what's kind of going on here. So we'll save, test, new game. Alright, so there he goes. He's talking to you, tells you what items you receive, and then we will move on to the next area. Alright, so you can hold shift to run fast. I'm a little annoyed by the guy following you. I like it when they just collapse on you. I don't know if I can change that, but if I can figure that out, we will. Alright, so the first thing we're going to are these random snakes. I put these snakes in here. They're not actually one of the presets like some of the other, like a lot of the other mobs. And the idea is I put them in here to give you, to have a chance to give you antidotes, but they also have a chance of poisoning you, so you kind of end up wasting the antidotes. And then I put them in there because a lot of the preset mobs poison off the bat. I just wanted you to have the ability to take care of that if that was an issue. Alright, so I put in this first event here. This first event here is the chat event where the guy will talk to you. Come up here. Can't do anything with the fire yet. Go talk to this guy. Alright, so that pile of bones will start this fight here. This guy is a little bit stronger than the random events you're gonna get. He can do a bit more damage to you, but he's gonna die still relatively quick. And he is set to automatically drop a potion though. So you'll always get a potion out of that. And then for this particular one, you're gonna get flint. And the guy's gonna tell you with flint you can use it to start a fire, but you better save it till when you need to rest. So if you want to, you can come here and you can use the flint on the fire, but it'll consume the flint, so we're not gonna do that right now. Otherwise, just hit no. Alright, we'll come up here, take on this guy. Again, not so hard. He will do some damage to you though, which is why I have him give you the free potions. Alright, so we got another one here. This one right here is gonna be special though, because this one's gonna give you two skeletons and the greater slime. And with the two skeletons, they're gonna be just like the other two. And the greater slime has a chance to heal, but he only heals if his allies are at 10% health or less. Which for these guys is like 50 and 80 health respectively. Which most of the time they won't fall that low. They're gonna die before they get the heal off. But they can take a bit of a beating. And this is kind of dangerous for you, so that's why you have the free potions. Well, not free potions, but you have the potions you want. I think the idea here is that I'm not going to give you any more potions in this opening area, and you won't have access to any more potions unless they're random unless you get them luckily by drops until you reach the next area. I like throwing people straight into the game. I don't want to start with some long, drawn-out, run around and talk to people thing. What I'd like to do for this area, though, is if you attack the slime first, or if you kill the slime first, it'll automatically spawn another skeleton, but it'll also send all the skeletons into a rage would allow them to double attack you. I don't know if I want to do that though because I don't know. I kind of like to punish people, and it's not that early in the game, so it wouldn't piss you off that much if you did. We'll see how it goes though. Finish off this guy real quick. The slime itself has to do a lot of damage. Its whole point was the heal. I think I'm gonna have to change the healing threshold too, because otherwise the slime is kind of useless. Okay, so you got 3 potions off that, one from each of the mobs. Everybody leveled up. We get the chest. The chest gives you 2 more potions, a bandana, and a lumber axe. Let's see what we got here. Items. First off, let's use potions and heal. Then we will go on equipment. Optimize. There's the bandana. Items. Key items. Lumber axe. Average size axe used for cutting lumber. Well, I wonder what that's for. I see some lumber over there. Maybe we can cut that down now. Now, before, had you walked up to this without the axe, it would have told you that you can't, that the tree blocks your path. But with this axe, we should be able to cut it down now thanks to an event I set up. It gives you the option to cut it. Now you can hit no, and it won't do anything. But you do want to hit yes, and upon hitting yes, you get into a fight with snakes. And I think this event is bugged, because you should only get in the fight with giant snakes, but it gave you small snakes. I might have to check that event to make sure it's set up right, because there's the large snakes. And the large snakes do a lot of damage. I don't think I want you having fight small snakes and large snakes back to back. There's that. We'll let you through this next area. And that's it for events. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a similar event to that one right there. That was right there, right here. So you cut through this log. But we're going to do this one different than I did this than the first one. Alright, so for the first event, I set up the graphic through the event. And then when the event ends, this goes away. This one, I preset the graphic. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that when the event is over, it will change the map. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and with it we should be able to copy all this, come over to this event, paste it, same as character, try action button, but I've been having trouble with the action button. Actor, item and inventory, yep, there we go. See, I have 2 snake fights, and I don't want both of those. I'm going to delete that. Go back to this one and do that too. I want it to be hard, but I don't want it to be that hard, especially since you just jumped into the game. Now we're going to do here. What we're going to do is change tile set. The maybe we can't do it the way I was hoping. That's okay though. I'll show you how to do it this way. Alright, we'll switch over to this. From that to grass. Then we'll switch over to event mode. Add the graphic. Go down to the right tile set. And okay. I actually need to fix. The same thing will happen when we cut this down. It will give us access to the snake. And I think because by then you're gonna be really weak, you're gonna have the potions, but I want you to be able to heal. What we'll do this rock here. Paint this rock onto here. We'll add an event there. Event will be very simple. No text first. Found flint. Items. Go down to flint. Make sure it's on increase. Make sure it's on constant of 1. There we go. Then we will make it erase the event so that you only get to do that once. I could have it so that you keep coming back and getting infinite flint, but we don't want to do that because that'd be boring. Alright, we will save that. Now the other things I've done is, okay, we have a town, which from the world map will be this town right here. And in that town we have the tent. We have the first house to the left, and it has the main floor, an upstairs, and a basement. Then we have the dark forest, which is where we were, and then I have world 2. Now the plan is once you get through the forest, you'll come back to this map, which will be different from this map, which will have this event here, so that you can go into this town. So I don't want you to go into the town until after you've gone through the forest. I'm sure you can make it so that an event you do in the forest will make this event happen, but I don't know how to do that yet, so we will do it this longer way, and because I can just connect the maps, so that after you get through the forest, the last frame will take you straight back to the world map, and let you get through here. And then I can have this world map still take you back to the dark forest and let you go through here still. I have to be careful though, because if it loops around, you might have to go through the entire thing before it lets you go back to the city. I might have to lock off the dark forest altogether, but we'll see how that works out. But first, since I've made the city, I want to show you how to connect everything. So right here, I'm gonna go here. Quick events. Luckily, this is one that's pre-programmed. I can just transfer. And we're going to transfer you to Dave's house. It will ask you where. We're going to put the transfer point there. And voila. And we're going to retain direction. So because you'll be facing that way when you go in, you'll be facing that way when you get into the house. When you walk into there, it'll take you into the first floor of the house. And then I have to do the same thing again so you can go back out. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And quick event. Go back to town 1. Okay. Retain direction again. And we're going to do it on both sides too, so it doesn't matter which side you walk through. Because it would be annoying to only have to walk through one and people would be like, well, why isn't it transferring? Because the person who made the game is an idiot. Alright, so then we have the upstairs and the downstairs, so we're going to set those up too. Transfer. Click the upstairs, hit OK. Oh, I forgot to set the map position. You gotta set the map position. That one we will not retain direction. Instead, you will be facing to your left. Actually, let's have you facing down. Same thing for this one. This one will be basement. And again, we'll have you facing down. Go to, we'll expand this so you can see these two. Same thing here, except in the opposite direction. Back downstairs so that you don't get stuck up here. That one will have you face. See this in action. We'll go ahead and go to the town, and we'll just set a fake start point here for right now. Even though the real one's out, gonna be outside in the world. Just so we can make sure this works. But sometimes it likes to crash. Let's save the project real quick. Crashed. Just try it again. There we go. Alright, so we'll go into the house. Alright, we're in the house. Downstairs. Back upstairs. All those work. Alright, so that's exactly how we want to walk, and then we'll do that again for the rest of the buildings. But I think we're gonna go back to the Dark Forest and design the next map area. That way we can show you the paint tools a little bit better. But first things first, I need to go back and reset this as the start point so that all that works properly. I need to fix one thing. That is this chat. Because the we here gets cut off by the conversation. So let's apply that, hit OK, let's test it to make sure it works. There's one more thing that needs to be fixed, I've noticed. That is that reports gets cut off. So we will edit this again. Fortunately, there's not, even though you have this whole box here to fill up, it doesn't let you. It'll cut it off. I don't know why it does that, but it's something we gotta keep our eyes on. So head here is kind of like the limit, I think. So we'll use that as our thing. We'll preview it. Yeah. Yeah, I got a little bit more room there. Oh, I need to fix that. Alright, so let's go into the Dark Forest. I wonder if I should set up more events in here. So you got the 2 flints. I think that's it for now. We'll go ahead and we'll create the next map area. So we'll hit new map. We'll have to name it. So we'll say Dark Forest. I'm going to say 1-2. And the idea here is that as you go deeper into the forest starts looking a little bit more dreadful. There are some pretty good looking tiles that we're going to use, but I messed that up. So this is very important that you make sure you put the proper tile set. We want exterior here. Also, we need to make sure we have the right battle back, which is the background for when you get into combat. So we will be using grasslands. Might go grass. No, we'll wait till we get deeper to use grass maze. So we're going to use forest 1. We will be using forest 2 eventually. And I think we're going to use grass maze eventually too. So it'll end up really looking like that. But for the time being, we're going to be using. I'm not quite sure how many maps I want to have tied to this little dungeon here. I have to be sure I'm careful about not giving you throwing too much at you, because I don't want you to die without any sort of heals, and you don't have any heals in the beginning setup. I might change that so that Graves class can let you heal. We'll go into class management again later though. For the time being, we'll go with this. Then there's how big I want the map area to be. I think I'm using 25 by 25. The minimum is 13 by 17. You have to go with that minimum. That is the maximum. We're gonna go 25 by 25. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna set the ground. We're gonna do that both by going to this mode by flooding it, but I want to use that one. All right. So there's all of our grass. Go over to this tile set and we'll use. I want to use the bigger trees because we're deep in the forest. I don't want skinny trees. Well, otherwise we're getting deep into the forest. Eventually, we're going to be using these dead trees so that we can cover all of our bases. I might even have us climb into some trees using these roots as ladders. Alright, so first we're going to enter this new map. Right here looks good. Oops. Alright, so here's the mistake I made. I have flood on, so it floods everything with it. I don't want flood on, I want square. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up basically, let's use this. We're going to use this as just to set the path for now. And then we will go back and change it later to match the tiles that we want. Alright, so we're going to enter through here. But I'm thinking something along the lines of Daggy Hill. I think I'm gonna have this be the primary way through, but we're gonna block it. We're gonna block it with a rock. I think I'm gonna do the same thing I had with the lumbering axe and make it so that you have to find a pick to break through the rock. So we will set this up. And what I think I'll try, no promises though, because Lord knows I'm not super good at designing stuff, but I'm gonna try and make it so that this is an interesting area and it's not just this constant path like I had in the first one. I threw the lake in there to make it more interesting, and I'm gonna try to do that again this map as well. Yep, I'm gonna sit here and work on this, guys, and then we will set up some events. And I think this map right here, we're gonna branch out into a couple of different areas. I might sit down and at least plan out how many areas we're gonna have, not necessarily what it looks like. I think I'm still gonna freestyle that. But yeah, next time, guys, we'll take a look, and hopefully I'll have the whole forest done, and I'll show you guys it. And then we'll take a look at the next event, which is, I think, the main story of it. This first area is just going to be kind of introducing